Oh, the stories they would tell of the ancestors of the 10 million people who call Beijing, China home. That's our sports. There are landmark events on any sporting calendar, events that draw the best competitors in that sport to one place at one time to compete against each other, events that really whet the appetites of those who follow the sport. The World Cup of Gymnastics here in Beijing is one of those. I'm Al Troutwig. We will certainly see the best women gymnasts in the world. There were 18 of those invited here. This is an invitation-only event. Those invitations drawn as a result of the most previous competitions held at the World Championships, in this case, Montreal. One American, Marie Roethlisberger, was injured just prior to the competition, and her gymnastic career may be over. Now, with me to discuss the gymnasts who we will see is Kathy Rigby-McCoy. Kathy, what about the Soviets? So strong, so powerful.
They look spectacular. The joint world champions are here, Elena Shushanova and Oksana Omelianchik, and they have improved their routines, if you can believe it, since the World Championships. Ekaterina Szabo is here from Romania, not to be outdone by the Soviets. She looks strong. And also from the United States, we have the national champion, Sabrina Marr, and there's a lineup you can't believe with these gymnasts from all over the world.
This all-around championship will be determined on the vault, uneven bars, beam, and floor. We begin with Natalia Yurchenko, old by gymnastic standards, currently at 21. This is her first of 2 vaulting attempts. She will keep the best of the 2 scores.
Al, she invented the vault that she is about to do. It's called a Yurchenko. And she really has changed the style of vaulting today with this type of vault. A round off to the board, which was unheard of a couple of years ago. Good position in the air here, straight body. Little hop there, cost her 1/10 of a point. And for her second vault, she will change to a full twisting Yurchenko, much more difficult. Good position in the air. Little hop there once again. Interestingly, this is her best event. Even though her body is long, usually the best vaulters are small and explosive.
And Natalia Yurchenko's score, a 9.85. Now to the uneven bars, and Oksana Omelianchik. 16 years old, she shared the gold medal at the World Championships in Montreal, which determined which gymnasts were invited here to Beijing.
And you can see, Al, she's moving quite well. Doesn't have any basic transition moves. She goes from one difficulty to another. She glides over the low bar, gets ready for her dismount now. Clear hip, right to handstand, and a triple flyaway.
The sellout crowd at the Capitol Gymnasium watching Oksana Omelianchik, 66 pounds, never looked more graceful. What a talented group the Soviets have brought here to entertain this crowd. We've already seen Yurchenko and then Omelianchik, and one was better than the other. 9.925, a great start for Oksana. Now, Kathy, we're going to go back to the vault for this young lady, 17-year-old Elena Shushanova. What a fabulous performance she kept at Montreal for that Soviet team. You were there with Jim McKay. What was it like?
Oh, it was very exciting. It was like watching Nadia and Mary Lou and Olga Korbut, but you had 2 of them. You had Oksana and you had Shushanova, so it was a double thrill.
The team spirit was quite evident. Of course, it was easy to be happy when you were just burying the competition. Here's Shushanova, first attempt on the vault.
And here is that smaller body, the quick, fast movement, explosive. A Yurchenko vault here. Notice how tight her body is in the air. When you're moving 1.5 times around and twisting at the same time, it's so easy to pike it down, but she doesn't do that. She lifts well. Straight body all the way around. Just a slight hop there.
And the first number awarded to Elena Shushanova, 9.9. Not as good as Omelianchik, but remember, she has another vault.
And she'll once again do a full twisting Yurchenko, round off to the board, and you can't get better than that. She explodes off this horse, very much like Mary Lou. Good position in the air. No steps there. Let's see what they say.
They say it is perfect. A 10 for Elena Shushanova. She takes the lead as this all-around championship gets underway. And Kathy, I know you'll agree with me in saying that our biggest impression of visiting Beijing is the people and how friendly they are. Arena Marr. This U.S. gymnast is the daughter of Chinese immigrants who also haven't returned to this country in 37 years. So now here at the former home of the ancient emperors, the Forbidden City, is Sabrina Maar with her mother. Well, this is quite a place the emperors had, don't you think?
It sure is. It's like a life of luxury. Did you know they once had 5,000 to 6,000 cooks just to cook dinner for the emperor?
You're kidding. You think about food a lot, don't you?
I sure do.
What do you miss here?
I miss pizza and the beach.
Rose, what do you think of what your daughter's done over the years? She's quite a gymnast.
Oh, pretty good.
How is she as a daughter?
Good. She's good. Good student. Good behavior. And we're very proud of her.
Now, you left China in 1950, and you haven't been back since. This must be an exciting time for you.
It sure is. I'm looking forward to this on like 10 years ago. Like beginning gymnastics. We wanted to come back to China and see the gymnasts and everything.
What are your impressions of what you've seen here?
Nice. People are really friendly, and the weather's good, and everything is beautiful.
Sabrina, how about you? Your mom's probably told you a lot about China. What do you think?
I like it. It's quite a culture change, you know. It's very nice here. All the people are really friendly, and it's not quite what I expected, though.
Now, you speak a little Cantonese. What does your name mean?
It means brilliant.
Well, that's kind of tough to live up to, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
All right, you want to know what this green stuff was, and now you're going to find out. You
I'm
are.
afraid to.
Well, let's see. 3? She's got this technique down. What do you think?
Okay.
All right, Rose, here's one for you. I think you ought to wipe that top off there.
You go first.
I go first?
Yeah.
Thank you. Shishi.
What is it?
Go ahead. It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's guava juice. It tastes like guava juice. Isn't it guava juice?
It's different.
Yeah, it's not the real thing, but it's not bad.
It's like guava juice.
All right, cheers. Welcome to Beijing. Now, if you notice, Kathy Rigby-McCoy was nowhere to be found during that taste test. Here on the uneven bars, as the first rotation continues now, is Sabrina Maar. And while this trip to China has been emotional for her because of her background and her heritage, it is even more important for her in terms of her career. She needs to perform well.
Al, you're right. Her performance at the World Championships was a big disappointment. She's moving well, she's clean, she doesn't give away points, but she doesn't have the extreme difficulty of the Soviets and the Romanians. Her double flyaway.
Just good, not great, and you need to be great to win here, but that's the standing of the American gymnastic program right now. Now to the final competitor in the first rotation, Daniela Silivas of Romania, who reminded us that there was a lot more than Shushanova and Omelianchik at the World Championships in Montreal.
2 layouts in a row, and she's solid. So far, one of the best performances. Getting ready now for a dismount. She can't pause too long. Round off back handspring, double back. And that was a great exercise.
That sure looked like a medal performance of some kind.
Jim McKay picked it right. It was a gold medal for Daniela Silivas at the World Championships in Montreal. Here she is on the uneven bars at the World Cup of Gymnastics in Beijing, China.
And those World Championships did an awful lot for her confidence. In practice, she is so aggressive and so confident as she's doing here. Stalter, another stalter to a handstand. Shoot through, kip to the high bar. Look at her position right in the handstand where she wants to be. A reverse heck. You never see any form breaks. Doesn't give away points. Front with a half twist.
And a huge Romanian cheering section here at the Capitol Gymnasium, roaring their approval of this.
Straight arms all the way to a handstand. Technically, she's perfect on almost every one of her moves. Here's her reverse hex, flies over the high bar. You can see her flexibility there. Right to a handstand again. Shows a lot of power. And now getting ready for a giant into her dismount. You can see her hips are away from the bar. Gets the momentum forward and half twist in the air. No steps.
The judges love it. 9.95. For Silivas, only the perfect 10 of Shushanova was better. That completes the first rotation. 3 of the top 4 gymnasts are from the Soviet Union, a carryover from the World Championships. And now we have a chance to show you.
For weeks.
Beijing, China. Boy, at a sold-out Capitol Gymnasium. Ekaterina Szabo of Romania. You remember back to the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles when she was the one who set the stage for so much of the drama at Pauley Pavilion. Kathy and Jack Whitaker were there.
If Ekaterina can nail this balance beam routine, she has her most difficult event out of the way. And of course, Mary Lou has the balance beam yet to come.
She's looking very confident.
Yes, she is. And that's going to be hard to beat.
Ekaterina Szabo of Romania.
She's happy about that, obviously.
Say she has everything. Grace, speed, concentration, stage presence. Here it comes. Set 10.
Perfect 10.
Wow.
What a way for Ekaterina to begin.
Now in fourth place as we begin the third rotation, a little heavier and with shorter hair, Ekaterina Szabo of Romania with the same confidence and the same flair.
And she begins with a full-in double back. Al, you know, even though she's not in the same form as she was during the '84 Olympics, it's impressive that Szabo has held on as one of the top competitors in the world for so long. Here comes her second tumbling run. 1.5 twist, step out to another 1.5 twist, punch front. Seems to have a confidence and an understanding that only comes with maturity and I guess experiencing all the emotional ups and downs that are inevitable in this sport.
She's 19 years old now, and she's added tremendously to her doll collection, I'm told, by visiting all the souvenir shops she could in Beijing.
This, by the way, is new music and a new routine for Szabo. Now she will need the endurance for her last tumbling run. Double back, and she nails it. She remains the veteran favorite of this sport.
Ekaterina Szabo of Romania, and you can hear again her supporters, as a matter of fact, the supporters for the entire Romanian team, chanting from the upper deck and waving flags. Her score a 9.80. Good enough to move up beyond her fourth place standing? I don't think so. Now to the current leader after 2 rotations, Elena Shushanova of the Soviet Union.
And this mount never ceases to amaze me. Such incredible strength.
Very dramatic. Strongest big toes I've ever seen.
This is the most difficult event for Shushanova. Of course, this event is so precarious, you can understand why. And her difficulty is so great. Back handsprings right into 2 layouts. Talk about the importance of timing. Showing her scale now, going into a cartwheel.
Making the 4-inch beam look 3 feet wide.
It doesn't feel like that when you're on it. Here's her chin stand, shades of Olga Korbut. Concentration here is so important, as we've said many times, especially with everything going on around you. There's a half twist straddle down, showing originality. Split jump.
Her father's a taxi driver in the city of Leningrad. If you have the good fortune of visiting there one day, you might check the dashboard. I'm sure he has a picture of his little daughter sitting there.
A round off double back. Her worries are out of the way. Excellent routine.
Certainly looked strong enough to keep her in the top spot, didn't it?
It absolutely did. Now here's that back handspring into 2 layouts. Shoulders and hips have to be square to the balance beam. Anything off, and boy, it's a 0.5 of a point deduction.